Greetings, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Now, in a previous video, I discussed the ADOS movement. And as you know, the ADOS movement is the American descendants of slavery, right? And what I discussed is the fact that this is like a logical conclusion for anyone in America to draw regarding the potential beneficiaries of reparations. We know that reparations would be paid to those who descend from the formerly enslaved Africans in America, right? And the need to draw a distinction, in my opinion, would come along when and if a substantial reparations agenda has been presented and has been foreshadowed by the substantive um, members of government. If there's an agenda being foreshadowed by government and there's a definite timeline, then naturally the process of delineating these surnames and these people with various lineages that would have to take place, right? But what I noticed and what I think the main critique for those who are not US born citizens, those who are not of the lineage of the formerly enslaved in America, what I think our critique is this perception of xenophobia which has arisen during this campaign. When ADOS revealed itself recently as a movement, it seems that there has been the demonizing of migrants who came from various black countries who live there, right? And there's this perception that um, migrants of a different lineage would wish to benefit from the reparations platform or the potential reparations benefits. Okay. Now, in my opinion, this is not something I think is being considered by the Caribbean nationals, the African nationals, etc. This has never been the consideration. We all have our respective reparations agendas in our respective countries. And so in the Bahamas, we would need to have a Bahamian descendants of slavery. We would need to organize ourselves and distinguish ourselves from others in our country who, although they are black and although they are our brothers and sisters, we would have to distinguish ourselves so that those who descended from the Africans who were enslaved can receive justice for their ancestors. So I agree with that part of the campaign. But in my opinion, it has become xenophobic. Okay, I don't think that members of this region who migrate to America would want to benefit. But there's only been one individual who I've seen who made any statements closely resembling this fear, and this is Michael Eric Dyson. Michael Eric Dyson was in an interview in which he said that he believes, due to the systemic injustices and the system of white supremacist tactics and the chronic marginalization in America, he believes that all black people who reside in America, who are victims, who consider they are victims of this state of affairs, should receive some type of benefit from reparations. And this is where I disagree. When it comes down to civil rights injustices, when it comes down to social inequities, this would have to be resolved in a class action lawsuit, and the particular statutes and laws that were being broken would need to be identified and focused on. But when it comes down to reparations, reparations is distinctly and uh, singularly focused on those who descend from the Africans who were enslaved in the various regions of the world. Okay, the same would have to be said of Cuba, Jamaica, Belize, Antigua, St. Croix, the list goes on, where slavery took place, Trinidad and Tobago, okay? But this perception that somebody is migrating to America to somehow steal something that belongs to the indigenous American bloc, that is a misunderstanding that needs to be quashed and dissolved immediately, because we have never, as people who descend, we all descend from Africa. So we all view ourselves as being the same people. And so when we see people forming a movement, and some people are taking an adversarial position, many people are taking an adversarial position with respect to ADOS, and it's almost like we are at loggerheads, but in reality, it is a plain issue that should not really have us at each other's throats, and we shouldn't try to demonize our own people and disrespect us with this notion that we would want to come and claim something that we all know belongs to you. In my country, it belongs to me. Okay, in another country, it belongs to them. So, people, let's not fall for the hoodwink. Let's not be bamboozled by this. Let's let cooler heads prevail. And I would like to see the success of a reparations push in all of our countries so that we can all get justice. All right. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. One love.